The following is an excerpt from an askSlim member video. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube and share it. We put tons of new videos out every week. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, and follow us on Twitter at askSlim. Email matt@askSlim.com and request a demo of our technical analysis services, trade planning tools, and amazing video workshops. Our services support all trading and investment styles. Please do enjoy this video. So we'll switch over here and we're going to switch to the gold market. So I have adopted a slightly more clear chart over here on the daily chart. Instead of giving you all of a lot of information on there, I've kind of simplified it. But what I want you to see in here is very significant. This is very important. If you're a subscriber to the cycle analysis workshop, I talk about this in the video that talks about how cycle patterns create chart patterns. So when you see what you see in here, I want you to note the momentum and how positive it here is in gold. We're looking at a weekly chart in gold. Now, these corrective patterns, these corrective energies coming down right in here. This is the gold. This is the silver market right in here. This is a dominant silver market right in there. And the GDX pattern, which is right here, is way off. And GDX is super strong relative to what we're seeing in the metals. So there's a ton of buying coming in the metals stocks. That's kind of a side note. So what I'm getting at is that with this big upward momentum going on right in here that has driven this price, and we spotted it coming in here from the mid 1400s to getting up over here close to 1800. All of that upward energy exists still. How do I know that? Well, because we're in this corrective period in here and it's not coming down. Now, these corrections, this downward energy is pushing this down, and that's why you're getting that downward motion that you see right over there. So the peaks are coming down. You see that? I'm just going to put this in for you to see. Here's your peaks moving down right over there. I'm just going to make this a little thinner so it doesn't dominate the pattern there. So you can see that. Now, if I just kind of duplicate this, and you could see the upward energy that you see right over here coming in. So you have this kind of upward energy going on right there. And what has happened? So this downward energy makes the peaks go down, right? It's the correction that we would expect. This upward momentum makes the bottoms come up, and it builds the triangle in here. So triangles are built out of multiple time frame cyclical patterns. That's what I showed you right in here. This downward energy right over here that you see is about to go away. And when that goes away, this big upward, very dominant energy and these intermediate ones in here take over. Gold ticking up, silver ticking up, the gold minor pattern ticking up, the gold dominant pattern going up, and then you get up into the target zones up here that you see and higher. So that's why we have that big upward projection. The energy that is causing this triangular correction that I just described to you is going away. Now, there's always the possibility in these final weeks that it gives away and the bulls give up, and it just like comes down really quickly, and then these energies take over and it moves up very quickly after that. So that is kind of a caveat that I'm throwing in there, but the probabilities are really small of that. And I'm going to show you why here. Here's your daily pattern as it sets up right in here. So that consolidation I showed you, that triangular shape that's going on, is very visible here in the daily chart. This daily chart is made up of three, the harmonic family in here is three cycles. You can see in here all three cycles very clearly in each of those families. And this big break in here was when there was a massive move to flight to cash. This is the big rebound in here, and when it rebounded all the way back, we kind of really knew what was going on. Here is your minor thirds. You can see them in here, and of course lining up, giving you the big break. Here's where the last minor third is lining up here. It's not giving you a big break. This is the same story. Momentum is neutral. You don't really have good momentum there yet, but something is about to change. And that's why I said to you, we're 1 to 5 days away, depending on which contract you're looking at. Here's kind of the nesting right over there in the silver right there that you can see. It's off. If you move this over right over here where it kind of envelops the gold and silver, this is the bottoming period. So that's why I'm giving you 1 to 5 days in here before it then moves up. And then over here is where we said silver begins to outperform because of the beta difference, because it's the cheapest it's ever been relative to the gold price. And this upward movement in here that you see is reflective of this cycle turning up, the minor cycle turning up, the silver cycles turning up. All of that is in super alignment with this weekly chart that I showed you. This triangular shape, the upward impulse likely, it lining up right over here, the upward impulse likely. Man, I'm going to get some of you people to buy stuff, and if this doesn't work, man, you're going to be yelling at me. I got to bring you what I think is the highest probability. I'm in the trade also. So if it doesn't work, we lose money, but it is the highest probability. And I think one of the best trades I see out there right now is the potential, and I'm going to always use the word potential because I can be wrong, that we're going to see an upward impulse coming in the gold market that is very significant, whether the dollar weakens or not. So I think the way I presented that was really clear. If it doesn't happen, we're going to get hooked in here by this analysis. And I just think that getting, it's a low probability. I think it's going to work. Here's your silver. So the silver market's a little bit different than the gold market. RV illustrated this yesterday in our live event where we talked about this shifted cycle and the energy that's pushing up in this sideways correction. And this is our upward projection to the top of this resistance zone right over there, looking at 1750 or so. That's kind of a worst case that I see in here. Where the sell zone over here, you notice, stops. And the reason it stops is because the bottoming right in here, we don't want to take it past that level because of that gold silver nesting. So it's really not really resistance that's significant out over here. So we're really looking for that blue dashed line, that big one right over there, to be an upward driving force that you can see the blue dashed line here in the minor, the major right there, are dominant, and then pushing up right in here in alignment with gold. So I'm long silver also. I'm long silver and gold. I never talk about the size of my positions, rarely talk about my trades, but I just want to say that I'm believing in this so much, I'm in it. So here you can see this sideways chop. Now here's about 5 days. So like I said, 1 to 5 days. That's why I'm saying that, because the silver's not lined up perfectly with gold, and they don't line up that well normally anyway. So what we're looking for, though this minor thirds in the big cycle line up pretty nicely with gold. So this looking like just a few more days in here, and then taking off to the upside there potentially in silver. I'm looking at gold right now, pushing up near the highs of the day, up about $10 in the gold market.